The Reckoning of Willow Creek. The wildflower meadow behind our house hadn't bloomed since Margaret passed. The silence was deafening, no birds, no breeze, just the weight of her absence. I'd wake each morning, hoping to hear her humming in the kitchen or see her shadow by the window. Instead, I found only my daughter, Lily, 9 years old, staring at the floor, her once bright eyes dulled by grief. That is, until one morning when unbroken laughter shattered the stillness. It was Lily, chasing fireflies in the tall grass, her auburn braids dancing. For the first time in months, she looked alive. But then, a voice sliced through the air, cold and commanding, threatening to snuff out that spark. That was the moment I knew trouble had found us, and I'd do whatever it took to protect my girl. I was mending a fence post when I heard Lily's laughter. Dropping my hammer, I ran to the porch and saw her twirling in her denim overalls, arms outstretched, as if the world hadn't crumbled. My chest ached with relief. She was my last piece of Margaret, and she was back, if only for a moment. Then came the voice. "Excuse me, you there?" A woman in a crisp navy blazer stormed across my meadow, her stilettos sinking into the earth. Behind her, a nervous man with a clipboard scurried to keep up, scribbling furiously. She was all sharp angles, perfect hair, pursed lips, and eyes that sized you up like livestock. I didn't know her name yet, but I knew her type. Willow Creek Homeowners Association, the kind who thought they owned your soul because you signed a contract. "This is HOA protected land," she snapped, glaring at Lily like she was a stray dog. "Unregistered minors aren't allowed within 300 feet of the community line. Remove her. Now." Her name was Evelyn Hartwell, chairwoman of the Willow Creek HOA, and she spoke like her title was a crown. I stepped forward, voice steady. "This is my land, ma'am. 3 generations of my family. You're trespassing." She scoffed, waving a folder at her assistant, who flinched. "Your wife signed the Community Preservation Act. Your property's under our jurisdiction." Lily clung to my leg, her joy gone, a small scrape on her cheek from a tumble in the grass. Evelyn's eyes flicked to her, not with concern but disgust. "Children like that cause trouble," she hissed, stepping past me. Before I could react, she slapped Lily across the face. The crack echoed in my skull. Lily stumbled, hitting the ground, blood trickling from her cheek. Time stopped. My heart didn't beat. I didn't shout. I walked to the fence, grabbed the barbed wire we used for strays, and moved. In one motion, I looped it around Evelyn's wrist and yanked. She screamed as it bit into her skin. I twisted her arm and slammed it against the oak post. Crack! Her shriek was raw, animal. "You broke my arm," she wailed, collapsing, her blazer torn, mascara smearing. I stared down. That hand touched my daughter. That arm struck a child. So yeah, I broke it. Lily trembled in my arms as I carried her to the porch. "Daddy, am I in trouble?" she whispered. I pressed my forehead to hers. "No, baby. She is." Evelyn writhed in the dirt, sobbing, but already dialing 911 with her good hand, her voice a practiced whimper. "He attacked me. Broke my arm. There's a maniac and a child who doesn't belong." I met her gaze from the steps. "You just started a war, lady, and I don't lose wars." Inside, I sat Lily on the couch, her small hands clutching my shirt. "Will she take me away?" she asked. I knelt, holding her face. "No one's taking you, sweetheart. Not ever." But I knew time was short. Sirens would come, and a man like McGrieving, rough around the edges, could vanish behind bars if they saw Evelyn's tears first. I pulled up our security system. 3 cameras, porch, fence, barn, all recording with audio. The footage was clear: Evelyn slapping Lily, dragging her, me stepping in, the wire, the break. Self-defense, undeniable. I exported the clips, uploaded them to 2 cloud servers, and hid a thumb drive in the safe. In Texas, when you're up against HOA royalty, you don't trust mercy. You trust proof. The first siren wailed as I stepped outside. Evelyn, still in the dirt, smirked through her sobs. "That's them. Thank God." What she didn't know was who was coming. Deputy Tom Hargrove, my old friend, Margaret's cousin, the man who carried her coffin, pulled up in his cruiser. He looked at me, then at Evelyn. "Jim, what happened?" he asked, voice flat. Evelyn jumped in. "He assaulted me. Snapped my arm. That child's not registered." I handed Tom the thumb drive. "It's all there." She hit Lily. "Crossed my fence. Check the footage." Tom's hand closed around the drive, his eyes narrowing at Evelyn. She faltered. Tom wasn't just a Kofi was family. Evelyn doubled down, shoving a folder at Tom with her good arm. Margaret signed the Preservation Act 2 years ago. Her signature's on page 29. My blood ran cold. Margaret's name in her shaky, chemo-weak scrawl stared back at me. You don't get to use her name, I growled. She was dying, barely able to sit up. You pushed that paper in front of her when I wasn't home. Evelyn smirked. Ignorance doesn't void consent, Mr. Callahan. That's the law. I stepped closer, Tom's hand on my chest stopping me. Then the law's about to meet the woman you stole from, I said. Because Margaret left more than memories, she left clues, and I'd find them. That night, I barely slept. Evelyn's words haunted me. Ignorance doesn't void consent. If she'd tricked a dying woman, what else could she do? I sent Lily to the meadow with her toy rabbit and a recorder, teaching her to hide and press the red button if strangers came. Like a spy, Daddy? She asked, smiling. Exactly, brave girl. That afternoon, she ran back, panting. I got it, Daddy. The recording was faint, then clear, Evelyn's voice, cold, businesslike. New shipment ready. For kids, 5 to 11. Qatar transfers, $600K each. Clean families, easy to move. A man's voice, accented. Vans are prepped. No delays. Evelyn laughed. Sick parents are the easiest. They don't fight. I nearly crushed the device. They were trafficking kids, targeting Margaret because she was weak. Lily had walked into hell and brought back proof. I called Tom at dawn. Bring your badge and a hard drive. By noon, I had a plan. I strapped a micro camera to my chest, wired a recorder to my boot, and backed up Lily's clip to 3 servers. If I didn't enter a safety code every 4 hours, the files would hit newsrooms and the FBI. This wasn't about land, Anna Maria, it was about monsters and blazers. Evelyn was hosting a community budget meeting that afternoon, code for her shady deals. I walked into the Willow Creek clubhouse like I belonged, camera rolling. Evelyn stood at the head of the table, flanked by 6 board members, folders marked expansion and acquisition. She smirked. The grieving widower, crashing my meeting. I want to talk about Margaret, I said, staring her down. And what did you steal from her? The board shifted. Evelyn sneered. If she didn't want to sign, she shouldn't have held the pen. Cancer doesn't mean clueless. I slammed the folder down. You fed her lies and morphine, buried consent in legal jargon while she was too weak to read. That's coercion, not a contract. Evelyn leaned in. And yet, it's legal. Soon, your house, Lily's room, it'll be a yoga studio for our new retreat. Charming, right? I pressed the camera's switch. You should have walked away. Her smile faded. What? I ripped the wire from my shirt. Smile for the feds, Evelyn. You're live. By evening, the footage was everywhere. YouTube, X, local news. Evelyn's voice, her laugh, her words. For kids, 5 to 11, Qatar transfers. Parents wept, neighbors raged, and Willow Creek's HOA facade collapsed. Evelyn didn't run. She called an emergency town hall. No phones, doors locked. I walked in late, Lily's recorder in my pocket. She stood at the podium, 2 guards at her side, voice calm but venomous. You've been misled. That video is a deep fake, created by a broken man. She pointed at me. Mr. Callahan, care to confess? I stepped forward. No, Evelyn. But I'd love to explain how we caught you selling kids on tape. Your face, your voice, your gold earrings in 4K. She snapped her fingers. A guard moved. I didn't flinch. Touch me, and your prints are on a federal whistleblower. My lawyer's outside, Lily's with the sheriff. The guard froze. The crowd stirred. Is it true? A woman shouted. Why's the board silent? Evelyn screamed. I built this place. Your kids were safe because of me. But the room turned. Old Mr. Tate, the janitor, stepped up. I saw you kick Lily over a spilled juice. You threw her rabbit in the trash. That's not leadership, that's cruelty. I raised my phone. You called Margaret weak, threatened my girl, thought no one saw. But we did. And now, the world has. Evelyn lunged, nails out. I caught her wrist, twisting it back. Don't move, I growled, dragging her through the rose bushes she'd planted to keep kids in line. Her heels broke, her necklace snapped, her pride shattered. Sheriff Daniels arrived, cuffs ready. Stand down, Jim, he said. I let go. Evelyn crumpled, sobbing. It's a setup. Mr. Tate spat at the ground. You hurt that girl. You deserve worse. Deputies hauled her away as neighbors filmed. This time, no one hid. Evelyn's mugshot hit the news by dawn, her empire in ruins. In court, the room was packed. Evelyn sat, makeup heavy, lawyers sweating. The judge listed the charges: child abuse, property damage, and conspiracy to traffic minors. The prosecution played the audio, showed the playground footage Evelyn kicking Lily, tossing her rabbit. Her lawyer cried, "Deep fake," but I took the stand. That bruise on Lily's cheek? Evelyn's temper. This rabbit? Found it in the HOA dumpster, bleached. The jury took 38 minutes. Guilty on all counts. Evelyn collapsed, cuffed, her gold bracelet hitting the floor. Lily looked up. "She's gone, Daddy?" I nodded. "Forever, baby." Back home, Lily slept soundly, her rabbit beside her. I stood by the window, watching the neighborhood Evelyn once ruled. It was quiet, free. Justice wasn't just served, it was felt. Evelyn rotted in a cell, her HOA dissolved, 47 families filing complaints, 14 board members gone. But for me, it was Lily's smile, her peace, that mattered. This isn't just a story, it's a warning. Power doesn't give you the right to hurt, to control. Truth, love, a child's courageously stronger than any blazer or badge. So, tell me in the comments, have you seen someone abuse power and walk free? Did you wish for justice, or did you act? Share your stand: violence, justice, or mercy. What's right when the vulnerable are hurt? Your voice matters. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Every kid deserves to run free, and every tyrant deserves the thorns they sow.